Right, this video is going to be a bit different. I'm just going to mind dump on you guys. So I'm just leaving one of my Airbnbs. Inspection done on that one. Let's go to the next one. I was the class of 2020. When I started Rent to Rent, I'd been in a factory for 13 years, guys. I was a maintenance electrician to start with at the age of 19. Done that for 4 years. Then I went to what's called a pyrometry engineering. Kind of electric still, but more like calibration with furnaces. Done that for 6 years, and then I started to get a bit of itchy feet. And I got my ambition head on, thinking, this can't be me. This can't be just my life. Am I really content with never really testing myself, never really pushing myself? Waking up at 5:15 every morning, going to work, clocking in, staying for whatever 8 hours, going home. I was quite project driven. I always had projects on, which was cool. But then, I don't know, I just wanted to earn more money, become a manager within this factory. And I'm like, is that, you know, corporation ladder, people call it. It's like, okay, let's try it. Do you know what? Let's try it. Worst case scenario. What is the worst case scenario? There isn't one. So I'm like, okay, let's go for it. Yeah, long story cut short, booked in a meeting with my manager, told, you know, kind of mind dumped on him, thinking I don't know what I want to do. I want to grow. I want to become better. I want to add more value. Maybe, you know, I had imposter syndrome at this time, just in this conversation. I was telling him I wanted to become a manager whilst in my overalls, which was scruffy. Right, so I was really nervous just having that conversation because it felt fake. And my brain is telling me, Kenny, like, who do you think you are? You know, you telling someone you're becoming a manager, but telling someone that conversation, that done so much to my life, guys. You got to speak to believe. You can't just let your mind do all the thinking. You have to tell people. Because it does one powerful thing. It does two powerful things. It holds you accountable because other people are hearing what you want to do. So you have to act on it, especially if you're telling your manager. But then you're holding yourself accountable because you don't want to lie to yourself. You don't want to announce something and not do it. Well, that's just how I operate. Is if I announce something, I'm going all in. I'm not dipping my toe. That's not going to happen. I'm not that person. If I want to do something, I think about it, I research it, enough in my mind, and then when it's go time, it's like, we're going all in. There's no quit. There's no quitting. And that's the mindset I've still got today. If I like the idea of something, I will think on it, but not enough to let my brain start thinking of all of the reasons why I shouldn't. Because whether you've got ADHD or not, and you need to, you know, figure everything out, don't do that. Just find relatable proof that something works. Can you do it? Do you want to do it? And then do it. Don't try and outline all of the pros and cons and the whole process. Don't map the whole process. Don't get a full understanding of all of the ins and outs of that business strategy or that job, whatever you want to do, before you commit to it, because the time frame's too long. Your brain has enough opportunity to put you off. The irony is, the more intelligent you are, the more capable your brain is of putting you off of doing the thing that you want to do. It's crazy. So I always give myself a 2-week window to research anything that I really want to do and then make a decision. Because 2 weeks is enough time to figure out whether you should do it or not. If you're giving yourself more, you're giving yourself excuses. And that's the one thing I don't like doing to myself, is giving myself an excuse. So anyway, I applied for this job in the office. I got the job in the office. And it was in the supply chain engineering. I'd done that for 3 years, and then I was just I just felt like I was getting brain dead. It's just office politics, and it was not me. Coming from the shop floor, everyone speaks their mind, gets stuff done, no faff. And in the office, I just felt like, yeah, it was everything had to follow the chain of command and be proper. Took too long. The typical emails and CCing the people to make you look like you've not done your job correctly. Oh my God, it wound me up so much. So I'm glad I tried the office, but it was not for me. In the end, I actually applied to kind of get my old job back, but in a different department. And I did. I got it back. And that was it then. That was ambition done. I tried it, wasn't for me. Cool. I'm content with being a pyrometry engineer for the rest of my life. Boom. Happy. And I genuinely was so happy. Right? I really was. Just thought, I'm going to be the goddamn best pyrometry engineer this world has ever seen. But then I was working with these two chaps, and they're lovely, lovely chaps, but they'd been in the same job their whole life, right? Their whole life. And then I was their replacement. But then, I don't know, I started, Nextdoor come up for sale, and it was a project. So I was speaking to Sarah, my wife, about it. I'm like, you know, do we look at it? How cool would it be to buy Nextdoor and then just extend our house? That would have been the worst decision ever, by the way. Ever. That would have been the worst investment I would have ever made in my life if that actually happened. But I'm glad I was looking into it, because then I was Googling property investing. Then I found a whole world of rent-to-rent, service accommodation, HMO, deal sourcing, and my mind was kind of blown, right? And then that was what kicked everything off. I met my amazing network that we're still a network today. We were called the Property A Team. Not everyone lasted, not everyone was consistent. They fell off the wagon, but the ones that were consistent, we're still going today. And that's what I call the class of 2020. Still successful. But I had one tactic that I implemented from the very start, and that is focus. Follow one course until successful. What everybody else was trying to do is like dabble in strategies where I was rent-to-rent HMO. Boom, let's go. We never quit until I get my first deal, and then I'll maybe explore different avenues, but focus. And I did. It took me 83 days to get my first deal, but my first deal was 3 HMOs, and the net profit from those 3 HMOs was £2,400. I was earning £2,600 from my job. So with less than 3 months hard work, I pretty much replaced my take-home pay from my job that I'd been in for 13 years. Boof. That blew my mind. I was bouncing off the kitchen walls. Could not believe it. When the emails come in, one after another, offer accepted, offer accepted, offer accepted. All from one estate agent, multiple landlords. The landlords had accepted my offers. Yeah, so within the space of 5 minutes, I had 3 emails. Accepted, accepted, accepted. I was sat at my kitchen. I was just like, I had a mentor at the time. I had 2 mentors, great guys, and I sent them a video. Hi guys, just an end of week update. Yeah, I've just had an offer accepted. Yeah. So as you can see, I looked about 12 years old. I was still in my work top, right? That's where I worked. Leonardo Helicopters in Yeovil. How did this engineer come to be talking to you on a YouTube channel now? And I tell you what it is. It comes from belief, self-belief, not listening to other people's opinions. Not even caring about other people's opinions. Some people call me selfish, right? But I am so sold on my own mindset. I do not need other people's opinions to help me make a decision on anything. I will do my own research, and then I will go hell for leather and go all in. So that is the one thing that has led me to where I am today, is even the coaching. When it was presented to me as an opportunity to start coaching, I won't go deep on that story because it didn't end well, but it eventually led to me being a mentor, and I absolutely love it. And the reason why I started, I was questioning myself, like, do you genuinely believe you would be the best mentor, not just another mentor? If I'm going to enter into something, I want to be the best. I don't want to be the average. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to have a vision, and my vision is still current to this day. Be the absolute best mentorship provider in the UK for rent to rent, and I firmly believe we are. I think we're levels above everybody else. Everybody else is teaching different tactics, or they sell their kind of mentorship because you get BRR, you get development strategy, you get no money down deal maker summit, and all this nonsense, right? And it goes back to the very first tactic that I implemented from Robert Kiyosaki's book, is the word focus. Follow one course until successful. You don't need all of the strategies to become successful. You just need to pick one. And my budget was rent to rent. I had less than £10,000, so I couldn't do BRR. Knowing what I know now, you could with harder work like building investors and getting investor finance, you could, but I didn't want to complicate my mind. I was an engineer in a job. I didn't want to blow my mind. I wanted, can normal people do rent to rent? Yes, I found relatable proof. I found electricians that secured and built and scaled a HMO business. So there was my relatable proof. Tick. Okay, Can I do this? Do I want to do this? Yes, I do. I want to leave my job. I do not want to be someone's bitch forever. So please, sir, can I have it tomorrow off? I never asked my boss like that, by the way, but it kind of feels like it. You know, I want to go to my son's sports day. I didn't have a son at the time. You know what I'm talking about. All of these things have run through your mind. So rent to rent suited me perfectly, and that's what I did. And I went hell for leather at it, guys. I started at the age of 32. I'm coming up 39 now. My take on the outlook of starting, because social media puts so much pressure on everybody now. We had someone join us last week, and they were like, you know, I have to secure my first rent-to-rent deal by the end of the month. And I'm like, why by the end of the month? And it was because somebody else had. And I'm like, when I started, I started at the age of 32. And I said to myself, even if it takes me 8 years to become financially free, I've still bought back 25 years on the average man that will work to 65 years old. And by the time I get to 65, the retirement age is probably 70. So even if it took me 8 years, by the time I'm 40, to become financially free, potentially bought back 30 years from an 8-year investment. That was a solid deal for me. Yet many of you want your first rent-to-rent deal immediately. There's mentors out there that will guarantee you your first deal in 30 days. You can't guarantee this, guys. You can if you take absolute consistent action and you hit certain metrics, because it's a numbers game. It's controlled by the third party. Landlord saying yes or no. Estate agent saying yes or no. Being at the right time at the right place at the right rent, everything. It's like stars have to align, but it's not impossible. Don't let that make you think it's impossible. It's not. It took me 83 days to get 3 deals. Many of my students get their first deal inside the 3 months. Many of them. And if they don't, they know the reason why. It's because they dropped off. You just have to trust the process, follow the process. And I promise you, you will be in a completely different environment and position in 5 years' time. You will look back at yourself and be so proud of yourself. But what you have to do right now is stop trying to be so prepared. We had John and Claire join us recently, and John had been following me for 4 years. He told me, he was like, I was waiting for the right time, and at the time of joining me was still not the right time. He said, I've been waiting 4 years. The right time is never arriving. If you're waiting for the right time, is it going to arrive? There's a thing called the opportunity cost. This is what a lot of people don't think about, and granted, I didn't even think about this at the start. Is for every 3 months that go by, you should have secured a rent-to-rent deal. So that's £700 to £1,000 a month profit at that point. That should be going to your bank account, your business bank account, for every 3 months that go by. So for every 3 months that go by, it's costing you £700 to £1,000 a month. So think about that. Not just, it will start working 3 months after I start. It's like, no, it starts working in your mind 3 months after you discovered the strategy. It's like, holy crap, I should be starting right now. There's so much proof that this works. I'm not the only mentor in the UK. There's hundreds now. You go on Instagram, put rent to rent, you'll be bombarded with rent to rent gurus everywhere selling the Rolex and Dubai lifestyle. It's mad. But if you do want to go into this, don't look at the mentor. Don't even look at me. This is my life. I live my own life, right? What you want to do is look at my students. Go on YouTube, go to the Mentee Property Tours. You'll find so many students, which are normal, everyday people in normal jobs, just trying to escape the job and build a rent-to-rent business, secure rent-to-rent deals. Don't look at me. I live my own life. Look at my students. Look at my students. They're killing it. That's what you need to look at, whether you join me or not. Don't look at the mentor, because most of them do sell a fake lifestyle. They got the Rolex over the Range Rover steering wheel. Ugh, I can't think of anything worse. How do people fall for that? This watch is 20 years old. Bought it at an auction. Yeah, I've had the flashy car, and I felt cringy using it as a marketing tool. I just wanted the nice car. That was my dream car. No, it was an amazing car. I love driving it. Did it make sense financially? Absolutely freaking not. Cost me an arm and a leg, and I won't go into the reasons why. But I'm a bit of a boring investor now. I invest in the S&P 500, and I've got a pension going. That's about it. Put all my spare money into that. I reinvest heavily into the mentorship because of my vision to be the best mentorship in the UK. Growing a mentorship is not cheap, it is very expensive, but it's a challenge and I love a challenge. But I'm waffling now, guys. I hope that you found value in this random, off kind of the cuff conversation. If you want to see more like this, and shit, I forgot to put it in landscape. My editor's gonna kill me. All I would say is run your own race. You hear these standard sayings of, you know, stay in your own lane. Don't be a flashy git. You can't have your cake and eat it. My biggest advice for you guys, because you're watching, if you've made it this far in the video, then you have got the right mindset. Take this one piece of advice, will you? Promise me that you will not listen to the opinions of people that aren't running a successful rent-to-rent business. Don't do that. When you think about it, how silly is it? Don't ask your mate down the pub of what does he think about rent-to-rent. Of course he doesn't care. He might care about you and he'll try his best to put you off. Or the minority of your mates will actually support you, but not in public. They might DM you saying, you know, it sounds good, mate, all the best, good luck. But they don't want to support you publicly because then the other bunch of mates will take the piss. Do not take advice from others who aren't successful in the field that you want to enter. Peace out, guys. Speak soon.